popular in Myanmar is the so-called, today it's called Burmese posture, but it's actually not Burmese at all. It's just written in our scriptures, and only the Burmese people follow that. Then, in that case, we keep our thighs, knees, calves, and feet all on the floor. So they're not placed on anything, they're right on the floor. So that is a very good posture, recommended right in the Pali scriptures. There are like 3 or 4 recommended, so you do have choice, there's no problem with that. You can also decide to keep one of the feet between the thigh and the calf. One misunderstanding for this posture is that is the so-called squeezed foot posture. That's how I call it, and that's when you squeeze the foot like this. So that's not good for you. So this is not a meditation posture. For meditation posture, you need to gently place the foot between the thigh and the calf, and your toes need to show a little bit out. If they don't, it may be pretty painful, it may be a problem. So this way it's nicely balanced and you can meditate for a long time. Another posture recommended is that you keep one of the feet on the thigh of the other leg. It's also known as the half lotus posture. And then some people like to sit in lotus posture, in the full lotus, but most people don't know how to sit in a full lotus posture, so I do not recommend it. If you sit in a full lotus posture, or if you see somebody sitting in the full lotus posture, notice that their knee probably will be levitating above the floor. That means that they're not sitting in the correct lotus posture. It's wrong. So that way you can crush anyone who boasts with their ability. This is definitely not good for your health. There is a strong pressure between the shins, right? Between the shins, and that could be, that unnecessarily causes pain, which is not supposed to be in your practice. But some people, like in Vietnam, I know there are quite a few people who can sit and their knee really touches the floor. In that case, full lotus posture is good. You need to remove your cushion to do this test. You cannot do it with a cushion, that's ridiculous. Okay, so you remove your cushion, you sit in your full lotus and check whether your knee is up or down, and if it is up, you know you're not ready for meditation in lotus posture. There are various exercises that can help you to gradually get the knee, but probably it will not take one day, it will take some long time. As for me, I sit in the half lotus posture, but I'm happy when I personally recommend the half lotus between the thigh and calf and the Burmese. They're very good. One more amazing posture is sitting on the chair. I really like to teach meditation while sitting on the chair. It's very good, very suitable. In the Buddha's time, they also had chairs, and especially the elder monks, they were sitting on the chair. And there's really no problem sitting on a chair and meditating. You just need to follow the rules. So the number 1 rule is you keep your back erect, you do not lean over the back of the chair. Second, you need to keep your thighs and calves in 90 degrees, and your soles need to be fully placed on the floor. Also, your knees, so that the legs, don't, so that they don't fall in or fall out. You need to keep your legs as far from each other as are your hips. So if you have them as far as are your hips, then they are nicely stabilized, and you can happily meditate while sitting on the chair. We will meditate 20 minutes, and some of you probably cannot sit 20 minutes without changing your legs, so I will explain to you the so-called primary secondary posture. I have developed primary secondary posture for this particular case. That means when people have extreme pain in meditation. You may like to know that in our scriptures there is never a mention of anyone, be it a specific case or be it a general